Mantle.
Hey everybody, we are out here at Monster Bash in Pittsburgh, and let me tell you what, I told you there were a lot of fascinating people out here, but I'll tell you, I've just come across one of my favorite childhood actors in my entire life. We all grew up with the Munsters. I think you recognize Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster. How are you, Mr. Patrick?
I'm fine, and the fascinating people will follow.
Really, where?
They're at lunch.
I'm right here.
Having dinner.
They're having dinner?
I'm back here.
What? You're
I'm
back? Get out.
Fascinating.
Stay back.
Come on.
You got something. You know, I tell you, people of my generation, this is my childhood. This is my childhood. What was it like growing up with such an iconic? Well, now, what was it like back then? I mean, was it as much of a part of American culture then as it has become over the years?
Well, it was a popular show, no doubt about that. But I don't think syndication didn't really exist back then. So
Right.
a lot of shows you wouldn't know how they were going to stand up to the test of time until they've been around for 50 years, like this show will be next year.
And just constantly on somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah. And then with the DVD, and then they came out, and now people can, they can Netflix them or they YouTube them. But
Right.
yeah, they're around if you want them. The interesting big thing that I found out about the show was I was a big Monsters fan, Universal Monsters,
Yeah.
Wolfman, the Creature, Black
Sure.
Lagoon. And the series was basically based on the Universal Monsters and turned them into.
Okay.
The show was done by the people that did Leave It to Beaver, and they took a family situation and turned it into a monster, lovable monster family, and to great success, I might add.
It certainly was, and I mean, just to this day, there isn't anybody out there who doesn't know who the Munsters are. I tell you, it's just such a classic, and I tell you, some of the greatest actors of all time, Fred Gwynn.
Fred and Al were
Fred
very
and Al.
funny. They came from Car 54, Where Are You, which was a very successful show out of New York.
And Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yvonne DiCarlo, one of the major movie stars of the 40s and 50s, very beautiful woman. Sephora in the Ten Commandments. She was actually probably the biggest name in the show. I mean, Yvonne DiCarlo was a bona fide movie star,
Oh, yeah.
doing television long before Liz Taylor did General Hospital.
Before it was a thing for
That's
movie
right.
stars to get into TV, because TV was looked down upon. I think, don't you think?
Yeah, we were like the second-class citizens of the entertainment television was beneath movie stars.
Yeah, that's such a shame because there's so many American institutions that came out of classic TV shows. What I did not realize, and one of my all-time favorite shows when I was a kid, was Lidsville, the spin-off from H&R Puff and stuff. I did not remember that you were in that. I had no idea. How did you get into that?
Actually, they had pursued me. I wasn't really too crazy about doing the Saturday morning show. I thought it was beneath me. And I went back to high school. I was a senior in high school, and I told my classmates, I said, there's this show called Lidsville they want me to do, and it's by the same people that did Puff and Stuff and the Bugaloos. And the deciding factor was Marty Krofft kept calling me, and then I finally figured out most of my friends would be asleep on Saturday morning, and they would never see it.
So then you wouldn't have to deal with that,
I
huh?
would take the paycheck, and then as it turned out, it became a very popular show. But working with Charles Nelson Riley and Billy Hayes and the Krofft people was a very good time, and I knew most of the little people that were in the hats because they had been my stand-ins over the years. So half the people on the show I already knew, and that made it fun.
Classic stuff.
It really
just
was.
Absolutely classic stuff. Whenever I come across it, I just came across an HR Puff and Stuff on TV the other day. I mean, I know you can watch anything just about that you ever want to somewhere, but I'm not really. I haven't crossed into the 21st century completely yet. So when I see things that I haven't seen for sometimes for decades, it's just like, oh wow, where did that come from? I got to see that again. And it was just so neat to see.
Well, it was such a flagship show of the 60s. The whole Krofft campus.
Oh, yeah.
But the 60s, I was lucky enough to do, I call them escapism shows that had no bearing in real life. My Favorite Martian, I Dream of Jeannie. Let me see, what else did I do? My Dream of Jeannie. There was a couple others. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Mr. Eds.
Mr. Ed.
Mr. Eds. I did two Mr. Eds. Things like that were just pure entertainment value. And then I was lucky enough to work with the Monkees, and I worked with Chuck Jones on a movie, his only feature film.
Okay.
So in that 10-year period, I was lucky enough to do 4 series. I did the Real McCoys for a year. I did the first year of General Hospital.
Oh, wow.
I did the 17 episodes of My Three Sons, Lidsville, and so I was a busy guy.
Remember all that.
Yeah.
Remember all that. What a blast.
It was
What a
a good
blast.
time.
A lot of stories, I would imagine.
Yeah, imagine you're a 12-year-old kid and you're exploring the universal lot whenever you're not needed on the set. You can go do anything you want and go anywhere you like. Go to the lab with the makeup, the Westmore camp, or go to see the special effects, or go to the back lot and go see the McHale's Navy at the lagoon.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
That's great. That's fantastic. Well, McHale's Navy, Tim Conway's from Cleveland.
Is he?
Yes, he
Funny
is.
guy, one of
That's
the
right,
best.
he is, absolutely. Well, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I really do. It has been a very big honor for me to meet you. It really takes me back to my childhood, and it's great.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. I hope
And you too.
Yeah, I'm back here.
I'm back here.
By the way, his name's Rich.
Yeah.
Rich,
Hey, we talked a couple years ago,
He's
actually.
not really that.
Oh,
Hey, what are you
okay.
saying? What's he saying? I don't trust him.
All right, why don't you go back to whatever awful movie we're showing, and we'll find somebody else that we can annoy.